Formula 500. The number 83 car is Zach Battaglia. And next to him on the front row, longtime racer Peter Burke. And the number 9 car, the current track record holder in Formula Enterprise, Brandon Masello, the number 60 Formula 500. Grid second in Formula 500, third overall. Then it's Mike Hintz, the number 14 Formula 500, grading fourth overall, third in that Formula 500 class. Grading fourth in the Formula 500 class, Jeff Walker, the number 29 car, sits in that fifth overall starting position. Jim DePerick in the number 4 Club Formula Continental, the lone starter in that Club Formula Continental class, grades sixth overall. Jimmy Battaglia in the white number 20 car is graded fifth in Formula 500 and seventh overall. Then it's Robert Zimmerman in his Formula Ford. He grids eighth overall. Then Christopher Bologna in the number 10 Formula Continental car, grids first in class, ninth overall. Then John Noss, the number 61 Formula 500. He grids 10th overall. Then Andrew Mallory, the number 22 car, 11th overall. Then it's Sean Ganari, the number 55 Formula Continental car, grading second in class and rounding out this field.
Welcome back to Detroit. Lee Diffie, Townsend Bell.
With your special guests, Mario Andretti. David Hobbs, Steve Matchett, Will Buxton. I'm Bob Varsha.
Hello, I'm Murray Walker. And joining me today in the commentary box, Martin Brundle and 2 former world champions, Jackie Stewart and James Hunt. The contenders meet again in Waterford Hills outside Detroit.
Here's our GoPro weather. 84 degrees, expected to get hotter. A light breeze, great weather for racing.
David, what is going through the mind of our pole sitter?
I don't know, but I tell you what, if his heart rate's anything like mine, it's up around about the 200 mark. I mean, this start here, I mean, the start is always important, but here it is so critical. And if you're anywhere but other than the front, if you're back in the pack there, that turn 1 can turn into disaster.
The field has come set. When the green flag goes out, the race will be underway. Turn up the volume and get ready for the start.
And the race is
Green flag. Brandon Masello trying to make a move on Battaglia into one. Mike Hintz tucked right back up behind Masello.
Wheel to wheel there, boy oh boy, that is hanging right in there. Not giving up.
Outside of these Formula 500s, Mike Hintz now looking to get a run on the inside of Venezuela.
Snatch
Hintz
spin.
unfortunately hitting the curbing, spinning around, face the wrong direction. Hopefully get that car back underway again. That racing grass spinning around, and now Mike Hintz unfortunately drops to the tail end of the field. Not sure if he hit that curbing on the inside, if he got pinched in there or what. But unfortunate for Mike Hintz.
A replay of his off, and coming up faster from behind is the spin.
And there's the replay spin.
But it did suddenly seem to check up.
Yeah.
Obviously not deliberately to upset, but just, you know, one of those awful concertina things in the early going on when there's so many cars together. He was also unbelievably lucky there that he wasn't ploughed into by anybody else.
Absolutely, David, you're right. Back to live pictures now.
But here is the battle for the lead.
You were with us yesterday. You know that these two had quite an adventuresome weekend in each other's proximity. 2 of them back and forth, almost 4 passes just over the last 2 laps.
Zach Battaglia, Peter Burke went at it yesterday. 2 different classes of cars. 2 very different looking cars. Formula 500s, of course, basically a spec class with a Mazda powered drivetrain. At the number 9 car.
And we are now on the second lap.
Yeah, he caught him up, but he's having a heck of a job to get by him now.
He's on a charge, his highest ever finish in a Grand Prix, his second, he's done that twice this year.
Boy, oh boy, I tell you what, these 2 guys, they're knocking each other apart, but of course, are they in fact slowing each other up? Boy, that looked a bit hairy, didn't it?
Can't get much closer than
Zach
that.
Battaglia driving up front, the number 83 Formula 500. Peter Burke trying to find a way around to get that overall lead. Brandon Masello, number 60,
very twitchy.
staying focused, hanging out there behind, waiting for something to happen.
Who tucks into his slipstream.
He's really got the power well. He's picked up the two there. He's getting close and he's going to go for the lead right now.
A great sporting rivalry, and look at this!
He just shifted.
Oh, wow!
Yes, that wasn't so much the superior power, it seemed to have superior traction.
The problem is now whether he can stand the pressure that's going to come right now. Enormously experienced, of course, with pressure, but not always from behind. But to keep this pressure on is a great virtue to recognise after this race is over, and I sincerely hope he's able to do this. I take my hat off because this is indeed pressure.
Over the line and down to towards us now. Lap 3.
Now, almost got the right pace for it. Whether he can keep it up for those laps that we're about to see is another matter.
That light that keeps flicking on and off just over his steering wheel indicates when the red limiter is coming in and it's time for him to change gear.
Number 60 now. On the rear diffuser of the 83 is Zach Battaglia. It's a lot closer battle this morning in Formula 500 than we saw yesterday. Zach actually being challenged now by Brandon. Jimmy Battaglia running nice in the white number 20 car. He runs third in Formula 500, not being pressured by anybody right now. Mike Hintz continue to work his way back through the field. The number 61 car of John Noss. John Curley running fifth in Formula 500. The number 22, Andrew Mallory. Getting to know that car a little bit.
They come around to complete lap 3. There's our Mobile 1 leaderboard. There's the gap from leader to the second place man, just under 1 second.
It's pretty close now.
This is lap 4. He's put up the fastest lap so far.
The young driver in second place. Again, I suspect he'll take his time about sizing up the situation because he can still see them at the front of the race. He's not worried as yet about them building too much of a lead, but it's time to start getting down to work.
And this is where you're going to drive with massively controlled aggression.
So Mike Hintz driving with a purpose right now, up into that fifth spot in Formula 500, as he would like nothing better to do than get back up and possibly, potentially, get back up into that third spot if he can stay focused. Brandon Basella, again, staying on the rear diffuser of Zach Battaglia in that battle for the lead in Formula 500. Peter Burke up front in the number 9, the purple Formula Enterprise.
Beautiful looking car. Certainly has started to perform pretty well here.
They say that a car is beautiful if it wins. It's a fascinating battle shaping up at the start of this race. Of course, what's key right now is tyre degradation, looking after these tyres, figuring out how long they're going to last. The key figure you're looking for is 105 degrees. When the tyres hit 105, that is...
8 laps to go, race group number 6.
When the tyres hit 105, that is terminal degradation. You're not getting them back from that point. They will degrade and they will hit that cliff. There is nothing you can do about it when you hit 105. You've got to keep it under that, and you'll keep some life in your tyres.
You're going to see about 1 second behind you. Yes, he is.
The chase is on, and this is the scenario we've talked about as they wind and weave their way.
Mike Hintz with a nice run has slotted up into that 4th spot in Formula 500. Jimmy Battaglia continues to run in that 3rd position, the number 20 car. He's got about 8 seconds over Mike Hintz.
There, anyway, is the race leader. You can see his helmet with the team colours. James Hunt, don't you like that helmet of his?
Looks good to me. It's very good indeed.
A lot happy there, all very lovey-dovey.
4-car spinning, getting that car pointed the wrong direction out of turn 6. He's going to have to be patient and wait. Looking for some indication from the corner workers there in turn 6. He's okay over the point, and he's safely back on the track.
On lap 6 now, which, unless I'm very much mistaken, is half the distance. And yes, I am very much mistaken.
Sean Gennard, the number 55 Formula Continental, having a smooth run. 5 laps into this 12-lap race. Now John Noss in the number 61 and the 29 of Jeff Walker. Those two having a duel for that 5th spot. Jeff Walker holding that spot right now, but John Noss starting to challenge. Our leaders down the back straightaway, no change there as Peter Burke continues to lead overall in the number 9 Formula Enterprise car. Running second overall, first in Formula 500. Still a little bit of a gap back to the number 64 Brandon Basella.
Check this out here. Nice move from second place.
Staying right in the middle of the road, closing the door a little bit there.
Zach Battaglia looking to get around Burke to take that overall lead and put a little insurance between himself and Basella, but nothing doing yet. The 500s a little bit quicker through those tight twisties, the paddock turn and the S's, and Zach Battaglia able to close out. Car Peter Burke. Peter Burke, of course, getting the nice runs down the straightaways and through the sweepers. But you can see him in through turn 3 and up no top turn. Zach Battaglia Jimmy coming up on the number 10 car of Christopher Bologna. Pretty quick here, and Bologna letting those leaders by safely in through turn 5.
Working lap number 7 of 12 scheduled. There's our Mobile One leaderboard. And if you like what you're seeing here, you'd like to take a shot at it yourself, the game,
Seto, of course.
thank you, David, is available. We focus on multiplayer gaming, new park for May, pit lane, revamped paddock. It includes realistic curves, DRS, and more. Eventually, day and night racing. Check it out.
Remember Seto, of course.
This will allow Battaglia to close up as much as he did last lap. Jeff Walker, the number 29, now pulling away just a little bit from John Doss, protecting that 5th place in Formula 500. And now the 22 car way outside in turn 1. Probably saw those leaders coming.
The next car to lap.
Bright yellow. A fabulous car.
They look like TIE fighters from Star Wars.
Now the leaders catching the number 3 Formula 4 to Robert Zimmerman. Being held up just a little bit as we go into that part of the track where it's tough to get around even when you're getting around the back end of the field.
I'm not sure the back markers have seen him.
Not giving them reasonable passage. He's having a look down the inside of the wheel on the
steady
ground.
Move over, sunshine.
Taking risks with back markers for which he's been criticised so long. Almost tripped himself up.
Vasella has that clutch working well and is able to run up on Battaglia, but with the number 10 Zimmerman there taking one of the lines into turn 6, not able to get around and get a run on Battaglia, so everybody safely through.
Now, here is the replay coming up.
First, second and third, all covered by a handkerchief.
Dive through on the inside.
That was a risky move, and now he puts it on the inside.
Here's a look from behind.
The second and third men be waiting to pounce on any hesitation by the leaders as he overtakes the tail enders.
Back to live action.
Just a slight slip, and that could have ended in disaster.
Wow, that was close, wasn't it?
That was very close.
Been picking him all year for pole, hasn't worked out for him. We've been picking him all year for that surprise race win. That's yet to pay off.
Working lap 9.
This could be
It
his.
will.
Well, proof once again that hope springs eternal. That's right.
4 laps to go, including the one he is on.
His first Battaglia Vasella running 1, 2, 3 overall. Sean really running 4th overall.
Comment, Jackie Stewart.
The problem now, and we see a great battle here in this just closing stages of the Grand Prix. You can see that he's losing a bit there, and he's therefore not getting the chance in this next straight to slingshot.
With a clear track in front of him, the opportunity to pull away even further. And before very much longer, I expect him to have a commanding position.
Mike has to do what he can in the number 14 Formula 500 to catch Battaglia, but probably not enough time here. 4 laps remaining. He's still about 6 or 7 seconds behind Battaglia, so Battaglia working hard to hang on to that 3rd place finish. Very respectable here in a 7-car field.
Here's our Mobile One leaderboard.
Now, I'll drop back a bit there. Is that just a...
I think he's dropped back a little bit because he's worried about overheating.
Could be, and he may be sucking him into a false sense of security and make one of his classic rushes.
The only chance is to respond, obviously.
3 laps to go, not much challenge going on up front now. Peter Mercy, hanging on to that overall lead. And the number 9, Mazda Powered Formula Enterprise car. First in Formula 500, that's number 83. Then it's Brandon Vasella, the white with red and black accent. Number 60 Formula 500, he runs 3rd overall, 2nd in class. And now Jimmy Battaglia getting caught up a little bit behind the tail end of the field. Might slow him up enough to give Mike Hintz a chance. Those guys with about 3 laps to go, a little less than 3 laps. So keep your eyes on the number 14 car, Mike Hintz. See what he can do to make up ground to battle Battaglia. That's Jimmy Battaglia for that 3rd spot.
Maybe he made contact. Maybe we'll never know unless this wretched director goes off and watches some other motor races first and comes back and knows something about it.
Yeah, I think there must have been a little bit more action that we didn't see because that camera shot, that camera was not quite what we had in mind. The director must have picked up on something he was seeing on site.
Yeah, Jimmy kind of stuck there behind that number 3 car. Is allowing Hintz a good opportunity. Hintz now coming 42 of Andrew Mallory, but he follows Mallory into Swamp Turn, but let's see how much the gap is tightened up. Well, Mike's going to try to go around the outside of the number 22 car, doing a nice job fighting his way through, and putting the number 22 a lap down in the field. So the number 22 a lap down to the 4 front runners in Formula 500. Our leader, Peter Burke, the number 9. Ford Club Formula Continental car calling it a day, coming down pit lane, putting himself into the paddock.
Like more than just a car stop, so he's got some sort of mechanical problem, yeah.
1 lap to go, race group 6.
And the track is in absolutely prime condition because with the sun shining on it all day long, it is warming up.
Today is probably the only day out of the 3 days that there's wind. You know, there was no wind last Friday and Saturday.
Still doing a nice job. The number 20 car looking pretty strong here in this Sunday Group 6 class race. Mike Hintz running a good, strong, respectable 4th. We'll see these guys race later today. Their starting positions will be determined by their fastest lap of the weekend. So we'll wait and see some good battles this afternoon, I'm sure, as things seem to have worked themselves out here in this morning's class race.
Yes, it got a little bit processional, but there was plenty of action and drama in the first part of the race, and now can cruise home and short of trouble, cruise home to his first Grand Prix win.
Boy, he'll be so happy with that, and rightly so. That was a magnificent victory, well thought out.
Looking for that checkered flag, and it's going to be Peter Burke taking the overall win.
He's won it, and there was no question about him winning it, except from his competitors.
Zach Battaglia right behind him is going to get the win in Formula 500, followed by Brandon Masella. Sean Ganari working his way up. Fourth overall, take the win in Formula Continental. Nice job by Sean. Obviously, turns laps.
Let's check the results of the Grand Prix, David.
Well, there you see the results.
Murray Walker, James Hunt, Jackie Stewart, Martin Brundles will be there for you to watch it on BBC television.
For David Hobbs, Steve Matchett, and Will Buxton, I'm Bob Varsha. Goodbye.